Hi. I just I'm a little bit confused about my computer, but that's okay. Today we're going to do a strength class with an emphasis on shoulder mobility and strength. We're going to need a little bit of wall space, and we're going to need a couple of bands. Also, keep a foam roller on, Doc, because I think that may be a nice way to end this. Um, I have what I suggest are very stretchy bands, like the lightest resistance that you have. If you have one of those already circular bands that's just a circle when you got it, the absolute lightest one that you have, that's the one I would use, like the one that's already a circle. I just don't have mine here, which is fine. I have one that's tied. Now, having said that, this I would consider to be pretty light, but it's even not light enough for the stuff I'm going to do today. This one, I'm going to just tie in a much bigger, like I'm going to say the length, almost the length like from your armpit to your wrist or something like that. You can just play with it. I just don't think we need very much extra resistance for this next stuff because as I was doing it yesterday, I realized, gosh, this is really challenging for me, and this is just a simple movement. Anyway, maybe you'll be different. Maybe it's just my stuff. So anyway, a super light band tied in a circle or one that is already circular that is super, super light. And PS, once we get moving, if you're like, you know what, I feel like I don't need any resistance at all, then you'll figure that one out, okay? So we are gonna come up to stand first. We're gonna start standing. You can just toss this to the side. We'll use it in a little bit. Um, I went away for a few days and my husband moved all of his musical equipment right here where I'm standing. So now I'm gonna share a space with a drum kit. Maybe this will inspire you to play the drums. Okay, let me just make sure. We are going to start at the wall today. Before we do strengthening and mobility work for the shoulders, I just want to warm everything up a little bit so we make sure we're not strengthening from a tight, cold place, okay? So I'm facing my wall. I'm gonna start by bringing my arms forward with my palms against the wall. And I'm gonna kind of shimmy my hands in line or slightly lower than my own shoulders. And I'm gonna spread my fingers apart. And first, I'm just gonna see how this feels, okay? Going lower than your shoulders is going to increase the bend that you have in your wrist, and it's going to increase any possible tension you feel there. Going higher is going to slightly decrease the bend in the wrist and maybe a little bit less intense. So you can continue to adjust as you need to. I'm going to try for straight ahead. Next, I'm going to focus a little bit on my head, my shoulders, and my elbows, okay? Just a quick note, this is a great little mobility exercise for the hands and the wrists. Just standing like this, you can start to feel, I feel a little bit of a stretch and just an awareness of how that feels in the wrists. Sending the shoulders down away from your ears. Your elbows first, I'm going to ask you to have them look east and west. That's a really weird cue, isn't it? I'm sort of able to rotate so the elbows are looking east and west. And then I'm going to rotate so my elbows are looking down. I'm not moving my hands at all. So let's see if we can practice this a little bit, just so we can focus on how that feels. Elbows looking east and west. Elbows looking down. I have like a clicking in my left shoulder as I move through this. This is one of the reasons why I'm like interested to work on mobility of the shoulders. I don't love the clicking. Elbows down, elbows out. Elbows down, standing tall. You're breathing, you're definitely breathing. Elbows out. Let's do a couple more. Elbows down, elbows out. And last one each way. When my elbows are down, the crease in my arm is looking straight up. And then when my elbows are looking east and west, the crease from my elbow on inside of my arm, they're looking at each other. Okay? So just for a moment, bring the arms down, because that's kind of weird. And we're just going to do a few circles as we take some deep breaths here. Yeah, this is, can you hear my shoulders? Click. Go the other way. You know, clicking isn't the worst thing in the world. All those sounds. A long time ago, one of my Pilates teacher mentors was like, oh, does it hurt? Then you're fine. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. So that's why I want to work on this stuff. Okay, so now we're going to turn ourselves around. Please make sure you're not going to slip. And I'm going to walk my feet forward a little bit, just enough so I feel like I can get my head against the wall. You may need to walk forward a little bit further if you sort of naturally round forward. See if you can get 3 points of connection to the wall. The head, the shoulders, and your sort of low back, tush, sacrum area, okay? So now we're gonna bring the hands back. People that have tighter shoulders and more of a spine that has really started to round forward, this becomes really challenging to bring your arms back comfortably, okay? So just try and breathe. And the more you do this, I think the more it really does start to help. So head is back. Let's get the pinky side of the hand against the wall. Palms are facing your side body. Keeping all those 3 points connected. Arms will come up straight ahead from the shoulders. Bring your arms up to the ceiling until you feel like you need to stop because you can't go any further without losing those connections. And then go back straight ahead from your shoulders and then back down by your sides. When you come by your sides, a little bit of pressure to the wall if that feels okay to do. We're going to do that a few more times and we're going to breathe. Just keep breathing. Try to let your spine feel long against the wall and just notice how this feels. Does one shoulder feel different from the other? That's normal. We're gonna do this 2 more times. And 1 more. This is so different than doing it down on the ground. And of course, like maybe sometimes we lay on the foam roller and we do stuff like this. Depending on how you are in gravity, it just changes all the feelings so much. So now I'm going to bring the arms straight ahead, and I'm going to bring the palms together, straight out in front of my chest. Again, head back, shoulders back, low back, tush back, and then I'm just going to open all the way out, and then back in. And of course, you're feeling your shoulder blades move behind you. Me too. When I bring my arms out wide, I feel a stretch across my chest all the way through to my fingers. Let's breathe and do this 2 more times. And 1 more. And then I'm just gonna relax, bring the arms down by your sides. Feel free to relax your arms whenever you need to, okay? Keeping the arms just heavy in gravity. Keep your head against the wall just for a moment. Lengthen the spine, stand tall. Draw the abdominals in for a bit of awareness through your midsection. We're going to start to peel forward, first the head, then the upper spine, shoulder area, okay? So arms stay heavy. Adjust your feet if you need to. When your head comes forward, naturally the upper spine starts to peel off as well. See if you can keep a connection to the wall and just let your head come forward. Hold there for a second. If your back came off the wall, just reconnect it. And then slowly start to curl forward. As you do, you're going to feel your connection to the wall change. Can you continue to pull into your abdominals, into your midsection to stay connected to the wall? At some point, you can't anymore. Stop there. Like once I lean forward here, it's only my tush low back that's connected. Go back, probably somewhere in your thoracic spine. And now roll back up, articulating. Head connects, upper spine is still there. We're gonna do this 3 more times. Try to articulate and take your time and breathe. Head first, nothing else. When it gets as far as it can, roll through. Maybe you're pulling your abdominals in, reaching down. So you're increasing the flexion in your upper spine, and then articulate to go back up. You're still breathing. Stand tall at the top. Maybe even connect the arms to the walls if that feels nice. We'll do this 2 more times. Breathe. Kind of nice to exhale down, inhale up. Last one here. Last one here. Arms are heavy. Roll up to stand as tall as you can. And stay right there, okay? So now we're keeping the head, the shoulders, the lower body connected, those 3 points. We're gonna bring the arms into this elbows together, palms together position here. And now we're gonna open the arms wide and see where they land, okay? I can bring my arms to the wall. Maybe you can't, that's fine. Just notice where you are. Head back, find your 3 points. Keeping your arms still in space, perhaps your elbows stay against the wall. The forearm comes down and up and down and up. And again, you're just noticing your mobility. Don't push through, just let it happen and breathe. Let's do 3 more here. 3, try not to hold your breath. And 2, last one. And then come all the way down, just relax through the hands, okay? We're gonna come off the wall, and then we're gonna turn around and face it again, okay? This time, stand a little bit further away from the wall, so you're standing on a bit of an angle. And for this one, the hands will just go slightly lower than the shoulders. And just continue to adjust your hands if you need to, okay? Slightly lower than the shoulders. So we're going to find the shoulders that kind of come away from the ears. Elbows, can you aim them slightly down? Perhaps. Spread the fingers, push yourself away from the wall, draw the abdominals in a bit, and we're going to lift the heels. That's going to increase the bend in the wrist, and then lower back down. Lift the heels, and then lower back down. I'm trying to focus on keeping my shoulders away from my ears, keeping my arms relatively straight here, and breathing. Let's do 5 more. 5, and down. 4, and down. 3, and one more here. And down. Okay. Bring your arms away from the wall and just roll around. We are going to try adding the band to this next bit that we're going to do for shoulder strength and mobility. I think it should feel intuitive. If you're like, this band is too much, just leave it out. As I said, I have a band that is kind of medium intensity. I do have one that is less, but it's just not long enough for me to tie. So I'm going to use this and see how it goes. You should be able to slip your hands. The band's gonna go around your wrists like this. And I would love for you to end up with hands that are, if you have a super light band, right in line with your shoulders. And if your band is a little heavier or more resistant, maybe slightly outside of them. And again, this should just feel intuitive. You'll decide how you feel. So once you get the band on your wrists, like so, we're coming back and doing a little bit more stuff with our wall. I'm standing, let's say about one arm's distance-ish from the wall. I'm gonna step my right foot forward and my left foot back a little bit. It's just kind of a split stance here. And I'm gonna bend my right knee so my right knee is right over my right foot. And I'm gonna come on a slight angle with my palms against the wall, okay? So we're gonna figure this out together here. I can already tell I need to come slightly closer to the wall. I'd like you to be on a forward angle just a bit. And I'd like us to try to sort of lean forward and first try and get the elbows and the palms against the wall. Imagine you're in a position that is similar to being in a forearm plank, kind of, with your forearms against the wall in a similar way that they would be on the floor. So here I am, my elbows and my palms are against the floor. I'm going to ever so gently press east and west outward into the band. I already feel like kind of a warmth in my shoulders. Keep that energy. Bring your elbows slightly away from the wall. Maintain stability through your core, your hips, your legs. Keeping that slight outward pressure into the band. Gently slide the hands up as far as you can. And then back down. We're doing this 3 times. I find this very intense. I am not pressing into the wall. I'm very light into the wall. I'm trying to keep my elbows inward towards one another. One more here. And back down. And then we're resting. I hope that translated well. My arms are like this the whole time. We could have done it away from the wall, but there's something about the wall that adds like a nice thing here. Just to add a bit of a stretch, take one hand out and then put it in the circle behind you. And we're just gonna keep the arms super long, shoulders away from the ears, standing tall. First, reach down through your left fingers as you bring your head to the right and relax your jaw. And then come through the center, reach down through your right fingers and bring your head over to the left. Relax your jaw. Go back and forth in whatever way feels good for you. You may want to lean over and like move your head a little bit. I'm just going to go one more time over and then come back to the center, okay? We're going to do that wall situation again. You don't need the band. You don't even really need to press out that much. There's just something about that slight outward energy. I don't know if you even just like come here for a second and stand. When you press out slightly, I feel like the shoulder area just outside of my armpit above my lat. Oh my gosh, this is getting so picky. I just think that's like an area that I don't know how to strengthen right now other than doing these little things right here. That's why I found these exercises so interesting. Woo, I need to get a hobby. Okay, facing the wall. We're gonna do this again. Let's switch our legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. I think this whole like connecting to the wall first is kind of good. Notice that your elbows are in line perhaps with your shoulders. They're not wide. I'm trying to press outward with my hands from the very beginning, just a little bit. Keeping the energy through the arms, the midsection, the hips, and the legs. Gently bring your weight off the wall and lighten your hands against the wall. Keep your elbows in, don't let them fly out, and slowly come up and down. Breathe. And up and down. Let's do two more. And down. Last one. And down. Woo! Okay, I don't know. That was a lot for me. I'm gonna hold on to my band like this. I'm just gonna take a quick little stretch across the chest, reaching down through the knuckles, standing tall, and then bringing the arms back and down and back. One of the things that affect shoulder mobility so much is the tightness across your chest. That's why we often come back and do those stretches on the foam roller. That can really get in the way of how much you can use your shoulders just because you're tight there. Okay, so now we're going to do two more exercises for the shoulders with your band or without. I'm going to show you how to do it with the band, and you'll decide if you want to do it. We're going to come down seated on the floor. If at any time you're uncomfortable in this seated position, try and adjust yourself maybe somehow, some other way that you can think of. I just, at this moment, only really know how to do it from here. So here's my legs. Here are my legs. I'm just gonna I want you to see better. You don't have to move any rugs. Okay, I just want you to be able to see my legs. So I'm gonna sit with my left leg bent up like this and my right leg out to the side. That's where I'm gonna end up. I'm taking my band, my right leg is out to the side, my left leg is up like this. I'm taking my band, I'm putting it, I'm like putting it through, I'm threading my right leg through the band, and I'm just gonna go back exactly where I just was. Right leg out to the side, and left leg bent, just to be clear. So here I am, my opposite hand, I don't know, you can maybe hold on to your right ankle or put it somewhere. I kind of like it holding on right here. Let's sit up somewhat tall. My left arm is going to be the exerciser, the active arm. Let's face this left palm like kind of towards your right leg or the floor. Proceed with caution. I find this really intense. If you have a super light band, you may, I can't do this, so I just want to show you. You may be able to go up and down. If you have a heavier band and you can't work in this really wonderful range here, maybe do a few where you're endowing the movement with extra weight. Like you're like, oh my gosh, the air is so thick. And if you want to try, like I can only really pull up this high because this band is just heavy enough that I can't be so super mobile. I was trying to think of like another way to do it. But that's the range of motion. I'm just trying something right now. I guess the other thing you can do is like somehow hold one side of the band so you can actually practice that range. Yeah, okay, so it's hard for me to explain. What I really would love for you to do is notice your range of motion here, going all the way down, all the way back up. Acute pain, let's avoid that. When do you know? Gaining more mobility is uncomfortable, okay? But again, just let your body be your guide. I'm just gonna do 2 more here. I untied my band, if that wasn't clear. So I have way more band to work with, okay? That feels like enough right now. I'm starting to get fatigued and I can tell that I'm recruiting a bunch of stuff in my neck. So I'm gonna go over to the other side. Right leg is gonna be bent. Left leg is out to the side. Just to try and be even about this, what I wound up doing was taking one side of my band and kind of hugging it behind my left knee right now. So then I can just grab the other side of the band, and this side is really staying put. You can also probably hold it with your hand, okay? Sitting up tall. My right elbow is resting on my right knee, sorry, and my palm is facing the ground. Yeah, this one feels way like, yeah, we can do this. This is not that hard for my right arm. My left arm, and that's the one that clicks even more. I have way less strength in this particular way with my left arm. Okay, I am keeping my upper arm from my elbow to my shoulder relatively still, and by that I mean my elbow remains on my knee. And I'm focusing on this mobility, coming up as far as I can, and then down as far as I can. Not pushing into any sort of acute pain, and just noticing how it feels. Try to keep your right shoulder away from your right ear. Let's do 2 more. And then 1 more time. This is probably like a PT exercise. P.S., just so you know, OPTP, where I got my foam roller. This is an exercise that I got from their Instagram page. They have all these really awesome mobility and strength exercises that I like to steal and share with you guys. Okay, for this next bit, we may use the band, we may not. And for this part, your band should be untied, okay? And again, preferably very light. We're going to be coming down onto our bellies. I'm just going to take my untied band and it's going to go kind of underneath my face. And I'm going to lie it down nice and flat and then flip myself over, adjust my hair a little bit. Okay, so the band is kind of underneath my face. Let's just take a minute, forehead down, elbows bent in this cactus shape, palms down, and let's just take a few deep breaths, okay? Rest your head down. Release all the parts and just breathe into your waist. Let everything feel heavy. One more deep breath. Let this be the deepest breath, inhaling and out, exhaling that you can find. Great. I love taking those deep breaths in this position. Okay, so in this position that you are in, not adding any resistance, just grab the band. You're not pulling it tight at this moment. You're just grabbing it and it's right underneath where it just was. You haven't added anything just yet. First, gently push down with your forearms and your elbows. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. And let's first just bring the upper body away from the mat. You're not lifting as high as you can lift. Instead, lengthen away from the floor. and draw the abdominals in for a little support, and just try and bring your shoulders away from your ears and then lower back down. Do this as you breathe. I don't care how you breathe, breathe. You're not coming up as high as you can. Just let's ignite those spinal extensors. I'm just going to do this one more time. Lengthen, find some support from your abdominals. If you feel like you're just dumping all the weight into your low back, try drawing the abdominals in and gently pressing down through your pubic bone. Okay, this next time I'm going to lift and pause. Lift and pause. Arms in this position, lift. You can ever so gently press outward into the resistance of the band and lower. I'm keeping the shape of my arms. Lift, the band is coming right to my forehead, and lower one more time. Lift and lower. Relax everything down. Put your head down. If you want to come to one side of your face, great. Go ahead and do it. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. One more. And exhale. Now release the band and just keep it exactly where it is. Come back to looking down at the ground. We're going to lift away from the mat, maybe about halfway or 2/3 of the way from what we can lift. Brace through the abdominals, find length through the spine, keeping the band on the ground, only the arms. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Rest down. Maybe turn your head the opposite direction. Give yourself a deep lateral breath. And then one more thing we're going to do here with the band is grab the band and bring it behind you. So you're kind of similar to when we were standing. You're just holding the band behind you. I don't have any added resistance. My arms are just slightly wider than my tush. And I'm just going to relax down for a second and take a nice deep breath. And then as I'm breathing, I'm going to lift, reaching back through the knuckles, forward through the crown of the head, sliding the shoulders down. Maybe the arms are stretching up and out. And then I'm going to lower down and bring everything back down. 2 more like this. And down. And this is our last one here. Relax and do it. Last time. Find your length. Find your length. Find your length. Whew. And then all the way down. I'm just going to toss my band off to the side. Bring my hands underneath my shoulders. We'll do a little bit of a stretch here. So sit back. If this stretch isn't your favorite, do another one that just feels nice or feels like it makes sense to do. 2 more deep breaths here. And 1 more. And we're going to come up to our hands and knees. Just work a little bit on spinal mobility because that affects all of our shoulder mobility as well. We did this similar thing against the wall where you aligned your hands with your shoulders. Let's try and get the knees right under the hips. The spine should just feel nice and long here. Gently draw the abdominals in to support everything. Elbows, remember this game against the wall? Elbows look out, east and west. Rotating to have the crease on the other side of your elbow looking straight ahead. Elbows are now looking back. Elbows look east and west. What this feels like, it feels like everything internally is rotating, but nothing is happening to my shape otherwise. And I'm just going to do that one more time. Elbows look back. armpits, sorry, elbow pits. It's your elbow pit. Look straight ahead. Okay, now just come to a comfortable place here. I don't care where things are looking, just feel comfortable for a minute. And we're gonna round through the spine. And then arch. And round. And arch. One more each way. Please breathe deeply. And then come back to that original neutral place. We'll go kind of side to side. So wag your tail over to the left as you look to the left. Look at your left foot or your left side of your booty. And then go over to the right. Wag your tail over to the right. And look side to side. Breathe. Last one each way. Come back to the center. Quick wrist break here. I know we've been doing a lot of stuff, you know, even against the wall, can add tension and pressure to the wrist. So continue to take breaks. We're gonna do one more thing here down on the mat. So come back, hands and knees, hands under shoulders. Find shoulders away from the ears. I'm gonna curl my toes forward. Quick foot stretch first. Sit back to add a stretch through the feet. Hold here for a second. Pull your heels in towards one another and let them come away from one another. Heels in and away. One more each way. And then come back, heels pretty close to one another or together. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. A little bit of flexion in the spine. Exhale, lift the knees, push the knees away from the floor. Push through your palms. Lift, hold for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2. And then lower back down. Quick note here. Notice where your elbows are. I don't know what's right or wrong. Our shoulders are meant to do a whole bunch of things. Just notice where they are when you do it again. Take a nice deep breath. Engage your abdominals. Push through the palms and the feet, knees float away from the floor. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on back down. We're just going to do one more here. This is your deepest breathing pattern yet. So take a nice deep breath and float away. Hold, 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 and come all the way down. Uncurl your toes. One more time. Sit back towards your heels. Bring your arms somewhere, either forward or back or by your sides, and just give yourself 2 more breaths here. One more. Okay. We're coming onto our sides here. We're going to do some strength through the hips. And I'm coming back to this light band here. And I'm going to tie it back up one more time so it has pretty much the same, maybe slightly less. Let's say about a foot, like 12 inches or so. And don't tie it too tight. So you can get it apart again. And I'm going to bring both my legs, thread both my legs into the band. Okay, so it lives now just right above my knees, and I'm coming onto my side. So we're going to play around with where the band is. First, the band is just going to be right here, right above the knees, towards the pelvis. Get your upper body as if you're against a wall. Okay, so pull your head back, pull your abdominals in. We did this earlier, we were against the wall. So try and find that length feeling. Your opposite hand maybe right in front of your ribs. Keeping your top leg in this shape. Press your bottom leg down and lift your top leg up. And then down. Up. And then down. We're gonna do 6 more. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3, 2, and then last one, and then lower down, okay? So now we're gonna shift the band just a little bit. We're gonna move it downward to this is gonna feel a lot looser as you move it down. Let's say calf, ankle, somewhere around there, okay? You're gonna lose your resistance as you lower your top leg. Come back to our original upper body, feels like it's against the wall. Top hand, right in front of the ribs, somewhere around there. Same exercise. Lift and lower. Lift. Try to keep the lower part of the leg, continue to let it be somewhat in line with the floor as you lift it away. Last 5 and 4 and 3, 2, last one here. Woo! Lower down. Take a breath, okay? Keep the band where it is. We're gonna do one more thing here. Continue to find your long spine, drive the abdominals in, lift your bottom leg, and we're just gonna come up into the resistance of the band whenever you start to feel it and hold. The knee is staying still, your top knee. I'm bringing my foot up and down, up and down. How about 5 more? 5 and 4 and 3, 2, last one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeesh. Take a nice deep breath. I don't know. They're kind of hard for me. I think that's all I want to do there. Let's come over and do those 3 exercises on the other side. So when we come over, you can move your band back up where we started, just above the knee. Flip on to side 2. Find your long spine. Okay, as if you're up against the wall. Bring your hand in front of you. Find some connectedness through your midsection, keeping the top leg bent. Lift and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Rest down, take a breath, and yes, we're moving the band. Just above the ankle, calf, somewhere around there. And then back down again, long through the spine. See if you can line yourself up as best you can. Pressing the bottom leg down a little bit. Same exercise. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, rest down for a minute. It's definitely more challenging for me on this side. So now we're going to come up and hold. Okay, this knee, we'll stay right there, up, down through the bottom portion of the leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my gosh, one more time. Burning. Woo! Okay, that's just quite enough of those. Let's do a quick stretch here. Open your chest towards the ceiling. Keep your knees bent. Breathe. You can come into cactus shape with your arms here to increase the stretch across the chest. As you exhale, exhale any tightness you feel through the hips and the shoulders, anywhere else too. Give me one more really deep breath. And then we've got to bring the legs over to the other side. Knees right, eyes left. One more super breath here. Okay, so from here, we're gonna roll back onto our backs. Let's move this band one more time to the above the knee position, just above the knee. And lie on your back. So we're only using a very small amount of resistance, that's fine. If you want to change things, you can. Let's bring your arms right to the floor. We were kind of doing this against the wall in the beginning of the class. Head, shoulders, low back, the tush are 3 points of connection. You probably feel more connected now because we're now in this relationship with gravity. So just kind of push down through your arms, bring your feet and your knees out to a place where you can just gently press out into the resistance of the band. And we're pressing down with the feet, the arms, and we're lifting our hips, keeping that pressure into the band, and then lowering back down. Maybe exhale to come up. And inhale to come down. Let's do 8 more like this. And 7. Grow at your own pace. As I lift my hips up, I'm doing a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. It's not really tucking. I just really want to bring my hips straight up towards the ceiling and get my sits bones kind of looking towards the wall. 2 more. And last one here. And then come all the way down, okay? From here, walk your feet a little bit closer together. Bring your arms close to the side of your body. We're lifting the hips up. Maybe halfway, maybe just come up as high as it feels comfortable for you to go. Keep your feet grounded and your arms long and your neck released. Just the knees are going to press out and come in. And out. And come in. Let's do 6 more. 6. And 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one here. Come in. Lower the hips. Relax through your pelvis as fully as you can. Keep your feet, widen your feet just a little bit. Bring your arms a little wider and then let your knees go right and left. And 1 more each way. Come back to the center. And we're going to take the band off. Take the legs out of the band. I'm going to use this band one more time. For this next bit, I don't know, you can keep your band tied. Maybe it'll work out. It's almost like having a magic circle. You could easily just use your magic circle for this next part. Let's kind of awkwardly put the band behind our head and just kind of like sling the back of the head with the band. If that's like super weird, you can untie your band and lay it flat under your head or grab a magic circle, something like that. In the same way that we do this with the magic circle, I'm going to gently push my palms up into the circle as I pull my head down into the mat just a bit. Quick attention to the shoulders here and the elbows. The elbows and the shoulders are somewhat aligned. Shoulders down, neck is long. Pushing upward into your band, we're going to exhale and curl forward. And then inhale to come down. And again. These are some deep breaths here. Exhaling to come up, keeping your neck long. Last 3. Two more. Last one. Put your head down for a second and just relax through your arms. Take a breath and exhale. Same exercise. You could do it exactly the same way, or bring your arms up, and you can bring your legs up for this one too, okay? Knees over the belly button so you can start somewhat engaged through the low abdominals. Shoulders down, elbows in, press up gently into the resistance of the band, and exhale, curl forward. Four more. Three more. Last one. All the way down. Okay, you can unsling your head, toss the band off to the side. I'm going to roll to the side, come on up to sit. One more thing before we come up to stand. Mermaid stretch. So I'm going to bring my feet towards the right. My right leg is bent and my left foot is against my right thigh. And then I'm going to hold on somewhere to my right leg and just pull myself into an upright position the best I can. And then the left arm will come up. Ear and the arm stay kind of close to one another as you stretch over to the right side. And then inhale, return. You can relax this right shoulder, stretch over, this time a gentle twist towards the right leg. Reach through the fingers and then come up. One more time. Inhale, return. Just a quick little counter move. Left arm down. Keep your right hip down towards the ground and then bend your left elbow as you stretch over. And then we'll bring the legs over to the other side. Right foot is on the left thigh. Hold on to your left leg. Just gently pull yourself upright. That will be very challenging if your hip is tight, but do the best you can. Right arm up to the ceiling. Relax your left elbow. Grow taller as you stretch over. Be careful. Breathe. Inhale up. Adding a gentle twist. Reach to the fingers. Arm and the ear are close to one another. One more. Again. Come all the way back. Put your hand down on the other side. Plant your left hip down and big stretch over. And then come all the way back down. Okay, I'm up to stand through a down dog here. You can join me if you'd like, or you can come up to stand however you want. If you're in this position, pedal your legs a bit, letting your shoulders come away from your ears a little bit. And then perhaps leaning both heels into the ground. Find length through the sits bones, backward as you push into the ground with your palms. And then I'm going to walk my feet forward and my hands back. And let the upper body hang here. You can bring your hands to your elbows if you'd like. And then let the arms hang and slowly roll up. Head is the last thing up. And all the way up to stand. Okay. Those leg exercises that we did with the band, there's no reason why you can't do more sets of those, just to throw it out there, but that's just all we did today. Okay, have a great day. Have a great day.